Hello and welcome back to State and Local Government and Politics. My name is Jim Toot and I'm an Associate Professor of Political Science at Central Virginia Community College. In Module 6 we'll discuss legislatures. Part 1, Introduction. A legislature is an officially elected assembly formed to make laws for a political unit such as a nation, a state, or a local government. The genesis of legislatures traces back to the medieval period when Althing, a Nordic word for General Assembly, was established in Iceland and a uniform code of laws was proclaimed. In more contemporary times, there are various types of legislative forms, including the two most common categories of legislatures: the presidential-style system featuring separation of powers, and parliamentary-style systems featuring an integration of powers. A presidential system is a common legislative form using the separation of powers between the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. A parliamentary-style system is a common legislative form using the integration of powers where the legislative branch chooses the prime minister or president. In political systems reflecting a separation of powers philosophy of governance, a policy adoption versus policy administration and implementation dichotomy exists separating the legislative branch and the executive branch. In line with this, governmental powers are fairly clearly separated in law and in practice. In political systems reflecting an integration of powers philosophy of governance, members of the executive branch are selected from and are held directly accountable to the legislative branch. In the U.S., state legislatures are presidential-style bodies that are primarily in charge of making laws of general purpose and universal application for their respective states, with governors being responsible for the faithful execution of state laws. At the local level, both general-purpose governments and single-purpose governments are present. General-purpose governments are responsible for a wide range of public services, including counties, parishes, and municipalities, cities, towns, villages, and townships, and can be contrasted with special-purpose governments or special districts, such as school districts, water districts, and transit districts. Single-purpose governments carry out a specific function such as education, the provision of utilities, the irrigation of farmlands, or the provision of transportation services, for example. In Part 2 of Module 6, we'll discuss state legislatures.